Stormers vs Lions this week, the first South African derby of the year for the URC. And wow, the Stormers have released a really good team, and the Lions have just answered with another really good team. This is going to be an absolute spectacle. Looking at the Stormers team, they've gone for Vernon Matongo, Andre Gufenta, Netlin Fischer, Ruben van Heerden, Simon Murat, Paul de Villiers, Marcel Tiernison, Evan Roos. I mean, that forward pack is absolutely dominant. I mean, just some of the names there. Ruben van Heerden is a guy in absolutely incredible form. It's good to see him back. Vernon Matongo, he was getting some mentions of a Springbok call-up earlier in the season because he's been absolutely in incredible form. I'm not sure if he wants to play for Zimbabwe in the World Cup. I know he comes from Zimbabwe, so that's going to be an interesting call for him to make. If he does decide to play for Zimbabwe, I know that'll be an absolutely incredible acquisition for the team. Paul de Villiers at 6, a guy in absolutely incredible form, probably the most informed player in the Stormers team right now. And then Evan Roos, the guy just runs over people for fun. Number 9, Kobus Reinach with number 10, Yuri Mattia. Number 11, Leolin Zas. Number 12, Jonathan Roche. 13, Wandisile Simelane. 14, Dylan Mart. And 15, Warwick Galant. So a very, very powerful and talented backline. I mean, if you just look at that backline, it's just speed everywhere. Leolin Zas, Wandisile Simelane, Dylan Mart, Warwick Galant. That is a dangerous backline, and one backline that the Lions will have to look out for, because those guys are all in incredible form right now, and they're really gelling well together. It's going to be nice to see Kobus Reinach and Yuri Mattia get a start alongside each other. It's unfortunate that Sasha Feinberg and Ngomezulu won't be playing this weekend. I was really looking forward to seeing him play, but they're obviously resting him for probably Springbok reasons, like they have to get a certain amount of rest. But I can't wait to see the likes of Damian Willemsen, Sasha Feinberg, and Ngomezulu back in the same backline. That is going to be incredible, especially going into the Champions Cup knockout stages. That's going to be big. But yeah, looks like a good starting lineup for the Stormers. I don't know if the Lions can really deal with that right now. They're in incredible form, unbeaten this year. Can they stay unbeaten? I think they can, honestly. If you look at the reserves, the replacements, you have Lucanio Vokozela, Ntutoko Mchunu, Sazi Sandi. I mean, that's a good, very good replacement front row. Ntutoko Mchunu's been in incredible form the last few games he's played for the Stormers. I mean, what a signing for the Stormers, honestly. They got so lucky with that signing, because he is just such a good player, and just seeing him in an environment like the Stormers, he's really gelling with the team, and he's just showing how talented he actually is. Andre Smith, the dominant lock at number 19, JD Schikkeling, number 20, probably could be versatile playing the locks and the loose forward, so that's going to be interesting to see what they do with him. Ben Jason Dixon, number 21, so Stefan Unger, 22, and Suleiman Hartenberg makes his return at number 23. I mean, that bench is so strong, and just looking at some of the players, Ben Jason Dixon, JD Schikkeling, 6-2 split as well. I mean, the Stormers are sending a message with how they're going to play. They're going to be dominant up front, and they're just going to let the backline play, because this backline is special, and seeing the ball in these guys' hands is just, they just do some special things. They've been incredible recently, and it's going to take a lot for the Lions to stop this team. It's going to take a lot. It's good to see the likes of Suleiman Hartenberg back, and I really like Stefan Unger as a scrum half. I think right now he is probably the second or third choice at the Stormers. I know they've got really good scrum half stock, so that's going to be very helpful for them throughout all the competitions they play, from a player management perspective, just managing the players' game time and not overexerting them, letting them play too much, which could lead to injuries. So, I mean, the Stormers team has a really good balance, and even though I know it's probably not the strongest team they can pick, it is one of the strongest teams they can pick from the available players. So, yeah, incredible team, and I'm just really looking forward to see the likes of Reinach, Simelane, Galant, Dylan Mart, Paul de Villiers, Suleiman Hartenberg. When he gets on the field, that's going to be exciting. Yeah, a very, very good team. But looking at the Lions, they've also gone for a good team. SJ Kotze, PJ Buerta, Asenatien Labakanya, the Springbok, Etienne Oosthuizen, Reynard Nondagel, Jared Kearns, one of my favourite players in the URC, Ruan Venter, Frankie Horn. Wow, that loose trio is very good. That is a very quick, very skillful loose trio, and I'm really looking forward to see how they go up against the likes of Marcel Tiernison, Paul de Villiers, and Evan Roos. So that's going to be one to watch. Number 9, Morne van der Berg, playing against Kobus Reinach, a bit of his mentor at the Springboks, he said. So that's going to be fun to see. Chris Smith at 10, he's been in good form for the Lions. He's a solid signing for the Lions. A player that's just solid, can do his job around the park. Plays similar to like a Andre Pollard, getting the job done, but obviously not the same type of player. But yeah, it's a good acquisition for the Lions in the offseason. Just like Edwin Keita from the Sharks, massive signing for the Lions, and he's been incredible. So number 11, Edwin Keita, number 12, Bronson Mills, 13, Erich Cronje, 14, Kelly Mpeku, and 15, Kieran Horn. One player that's really stood out to me so far this year is Kelly Mpeku. I think he's a really good player, and even since high school, he's been a phenomenal rugby player. So it's good to see a guy like him play. It's going to be interesting to see how he matches up against the informed Leolan Zas. I mean, Leolan Zas has been running through people, around people, and over people for fun. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Looking at the bench, I've gone for Franco Marais, Eddie Davids, RF Skuman, Dylan Schulblom, Darian Lundberg, Siba Balokoma, Niku Steyn, and Richard Creel. So it is a good bench from the Lions, and I think this is actually a very strong Lions team. I don't think it's going to be as much of a whitewash as people think. This Lions team can hold their own, and I mean, they beat the Bulls a few weeks ago at Loftus as well. I know it's not saying much with the Bulls' recent form, but the Bulls still have a very good team, and players don't just forget how to play rugby, especially good players like the Bulls have. So this Lions team looks like a good lineup, and they honestly could bring the match to the Stormers this weekend. I'm not saying that Stormers are going to win 100% because this Lions team is good. I mean, Asanati Labakania, Jared Kearns, Ruan Venter, Frankie Horn, Morne van der Berg, Edwin Keita, Kelly Mpeku, Kieran Horn, Siba Balakoma, one of my favourite players for the Lions. He has been an incredible player to pick up for the Lions. I mean, from the Cheetahs still, he was a really good player, and I think I'm really looking forward to see him play more in the Lions jersey. I would love to see him get a few more starts, maybe in the lock position. I know they like to play him in the loose forwards. He can play lock as well, and he's a really good player. So it's going to be interesting to see Siba Balokoma, old Westfield boy as well, played Sharks Junior Rugby, really good player, and he's definitely one to watch out for. We have Niku Steyn as well, a really bright spark in this Lions team. I know everybody's talking about Hashim Peed, because Hashim Peed is an absolutely phenomenal player, but the Lions have three really good young scrum-offs, and Morne van der Berg, Niku Steyn, and Hashim Peed. And then Richard Creel on the bench can slot in anywhere, wing, centre, fullback, so he's a good player to have in the squad. But all in all, I do think the balance of power probably lies with the Stormers. I mean, Neetling for sure playing his 100th game as well. So the Stormers have something to play for, and they really want to keep that unbeaten streak alive. But, with these South African derbies, anything can happen. I mean, it's always a close game, and it's almost like the rugby, they play a different style of rugby in these derbies. It's just about physicality and just getting through the gritty work and just getting the job done, because there's not really... Sometimes in these South African derbies, it doesn't look like the prettiest rugby, especially I would say for the Sharks-Bulls game. I'm not expecting it to be the prettiest game, as happens mostly with these South African derbies if you look throughout history, but it's absolutely physical, dominant tackles. It's going to be a bloodbath out there, and I'm really looking forward to see what happens in this game. It is a home game for the Stormers in Cape Town Stadium, undefeated team, so my prediction for this game is Stormers by 8. I don't think it's going to be that big of a scoreline as people think, because the Lions are a good team, and they just need to gel together, because, I mean, they've not really had their full squad together over the last few weekends, but if they can get their squad really gelling and cohesive, then this could be a very close game. Because just as the Stormers are a great team, but the Lions have been not a bogey team for the Stormers, but they know how to put a thorn in their side. I mean, they can win this game. It's going to be a close game, but I think Stormers by 8. But if I had to do a combined team from the 23, I'd probably go with number 1, Werner Matongo, 2, Andre Guvente, 3, Asanati Labakania, 4, Salma Marat, 5, Ruben van Heerden, 6, Paul de Villiers, 7, Ruan Venter from the Lions, 8, Evan Roos, 9, Kobus Reinach, 10, Chris Smith right now, 11, Leolan Zas, 12, Jonathan Roche, 13, Wandisile Simalani, 14, Kelly Mpeku and Dylan Mott. Right now, I'll probably go Kelly Mpeku just because I need to give the Lions some players in this team. And number 15, I would go for Warwick Gelant. I think he's been in incredible form. And I mean, Kieran Horn's also a good player, but just right now, Warwick Gelant. On the bench, I'd probably go for Franco Marais, Ntutoko Mchunu, Sazi Sandi, Andre Smith, JD Schikkeling, Ben Jason Dixon, Niku Steyn, and Suleiman Hartzenberg. So, I mean, if you just look at that with a combined team from my perspective, I think most of the power is in the Stormers. Most of the balance of power is to the Stormers, and the Lions not really getting in there, but there was a lot of 50-50 calls for that. So, I mean, it's an interesting game. I don't think the Lions are as good as the Stormers if you just look at names on the team sheet, but with these South African derbies, you can put anyone in there and it'll be a close game. So I'm really looking forward to this game. Let me know your predictions down below. I'll be doing a full-time review right after the game, guys, and thank you so much for all the support, and please don't forget to like, subscribe to help the channel grow. Cheers, guys.